Donald Trump's executive order on immigration has left many outraged, but it's not without precedent. So what's the real disagreement? We're at Northwestern University to see if we can get to the bottom of it by asking NU's Wildcats to follow the logic. Did you think that Donald Trump's executive order on immigration was discriminatory?
Yes, it obviously had discriminatory purposes, as the acting attorney general explained before she was fired.
Yes.
I did think it was discriminatory, yes.
It is inhumane, and it is terrible for the millions of people who are fleeing violence across the world.
So I think it honestly goes against what our country was founded upon.
So I just think it was ill-planned and not well executed.
It seems to me like it's fueled a little bit by fear.
Was it religious-based discrimination?
To be religious-based discrimination against people of the Muslim faith.
Well, Trump has just used the word of radical Islamic terrorism, so I think that kind of answers the question.
You know, Trump might not say that it was religiously motivated. At the same time, it's just kind of hard to distinguish the motives from the facts.
The discriminatory practices here are both related to religion and race.
There are 43 other Muslim-majority countries that were not included in the ban. How does that square with the idea that it was anti-Muslim?
There is an anti-Muslim, anti-Arab attitude in this country, and Donald Trump has been exploiting that energy.
And among the 43 others were a number in which he had business interests.
2015, President Obama signed legislation that increased the scrutiny and limited the travel options of people from these same 7 countries. Was he acting in a discriminatory manner?
This wasn't a principled decision based on evidence, as was the legislation, as I understand it, in 2015, where there were hearings and they developed information on which that legislation was based. This was just Trump came in and said, I'm going to do this. He had announced during the campaign that he was going to do a Muslim ban, and this was just fulfilling a campaign promise.
I don't think the way that Obama's wasn't as discriminatory in that the sense that he did it because of those types of countries being the ones that had the terrorists.
When President Obama revoked the policy that allowed Cuban refugees to stay in the United States, was that discriminatory, did you think?
And is it discriminatory? I mean, we have to look at the specificities of Cuban American and Cuban exile relations with the United States.
I think what's discriminatory about it is the motives and the means of execution.
Maybe we could have argued that it was the right thing to do at the time.
I'm just going to stay with no comment.
The people we talk to seem to have a personal preference over objective thought. If I like it, it's right. If I don't like it, it's wrong. If President Trump did it, it's discriminatory. If President Obama did it, it wasn't. I hope Northwestern plays football this year better than they follow the logic.